Hi guys, my name's Sam Creed. I'm a film and TV prop man based in the UK, and I've been tasked by a customer to create a DeLorean time machine in the next 20 days. So follow me if you'd like to see more on how we go from a standard DeLorean to a fully fledged time machine. So first off, we'll go around the car and I'll show you a little bit about what we've done. So we've had the front bumpers off. They've been fully resprayed and refitted. I've wired the lights back up. Right, so we're at the back of the car now, so I'll show you a little bit about what we've done. We've taken the rear bumper off of this. It's been fully resprayed and painted and refitted. I've also done a lot of work in the engine bay, so I'll be opening that up momentarily, and I'll give you a little peek of what we've done there. We also need to get rid of the louvers, the rear windows, the interior rear window, and the engine lid. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. That's all that gear removed. So now I'll show you what we've done in the engine bay. So before we can do any time machine conversion, because of the amount of gear you have on the top of the engine lid, it's very hard to have access to this. So if there's anything mechanical you need to do, you kind of need to do it before you do the build. Really to make sure that the car is perfectly mechanically sound before you start doing anything. Otherwise you're going to find it a lot harder removing stuff if you ever have to get in here. So luckily enough, what we've done is on this, we have done spark plugs, HT leads, new rotor arm and cap. We've checked the points. We've also done new injectors, new injector seals, new fuel lines to the meter and head, new fuel lines going straight through to the oil filter, air filters, a complete service. We've also reprimed all of the water system because the radiator's in the front, the catch tank's at the back. There's a lot of air that can be stuck in between. So that's all been done, so the engine is running fine, and it means we can now put our engine lid on this and make sure everything is good to go. I never get tired of those doors. So we're going to be doing a little bit on the interior as well. If you've ever seen Back to the Future, we have a full roof box console. We have a lot of gear on the dashboard, including the time circuits. Behind us we have a bulkhead that has the flux capacitor and a few other elements on, a load of wires and many different things. So I'll show you a little bit of the interior before, and then as we're building it, you'll see the steps we go through and the things we add in to make it a time machine. So I've zoomed out a little bit here so you can see the car fully, but we have a 5-speed manual transmission, grey interior, and they're not a bad little car. They look quite fun inside. We're going to be removing the center console, vents up there. We're going to be putting a roof bar on the top there. And then behind here, we're going to be taking a lot of this gear out to allow for a bulkhead. And yeah, the fuse box is behind there, so we need to make sure that we still leave access for a fuse box. But first things first was popping that rear window out. Now that's gone, we can get all the bulkhead and everything else in properly. There. Now we've got all the rear accessible, so we can start running wires and everything else to be able to put a bulkhead in here. I've also put down in this little compartment is where we're going to have the majority of our electronics. Usually it would be in the bonnet, but I'm trying to shrink things down even more and make it a bit more economical and a bit more streamlined. So sit with me and see what we do next. So I've just unscrewed these. So we can pop these out. We've got switches, window switches will be going back on. The next one, we can take all of this apart because I've already unscrewed it. Right, I've got a spare engine lid here, which will go on and protect the engine from dust or anything falling down. In the meantime, we're also going to be removing the roof panel, because that's going to have 2 flux boxes and a wormhole emitter on it. Luckily enough, I've already unscrewed it, so I should be able to carefully remove. There we are. So this is going to have 2 flux boxes and a wormhole emitter on it. I can attach it to all of this and then refit this panel inside the car. It goes on with 6 screws on the front and 2 little clips on the back. One of the main issues we have with the DeLorean is it's very tight, and when everything is in here, it is so hard to get to anything. So behind this seat, we have the battery compartment for the actual car itself, which is easily accessible. But behind this is where we have the fuse box and all the relays. Now, it's very hard to get access to this when you've got the bulkhead in. So to eliminate that, loads of people move the fuse box. Some people install the fuse box up here, but it doesn't help because you still need to get to the relays if you do need to change something. So I've come up with an idea, and hopefully it will work for this car. We'll soon find out if everything lines up. But from my measurements, the bulkhead comes to here. So what I've done is actually cut and hinged this section of the car and done a removable panel here so that you can still have access to the fuse box, all the relays and any of the wiring in the back, and our bulkhead would hopefully come to this line here. So that means that you won't have to remove anything to be able to get access to any of the fuses if you need to. So we'll see how that goes as I'm putting things in, if it lines up right and if it actually works, or if I have to modify it more than what I've currently done. So this is fully stripped out now, ready to go. Everything's done on the front. I removed the indicators that were on the side because that's where the flux boxes are going to go. We've removed the T panel on the top of the car, which is going to be where we're fixing the other flux boxes in the wormhole emitter. All the windows have been removed so we can get our nice little section in the back of there, and all of our gear on the side here. Temporary engine lid while we're getting the other one machined and welded. So that will be coming on momentarily. And all the interior sections are empty and good to go. So give us a follow if you want to see what we do next.